My name is Matthew Butler and I'm the production manager for the fillings department. Here in the fillings we make all the pads that go into the mattresses. This is the initial stages where all the raw material bales come into the company. We put them onto the blending plant, mix them up and then make them into different pads to go into the mattresses. We get all different raw materials. Most of them are natural fibres. We get wools, cottons and hemp and flax. Now the hemp and flax fibre come from our own farm up at Hornington Manor. So we grow it, the hemp and flax, between April and September. Once it's grown, we put it through a decortification line and separate the fibres, and all the fibres then come down onto the fillings line where we mix it with other products such as cottons and wools. Now we've received the hemp and flax from the farm, put it on the blending plant and mix it with other different natural fibres. Depending on what pad we make, all depends on which raw material that we use. Each one goes onto the blending plant. Each part of the blending plant is separated into 5 different hoppers, and a different raw material is put onto the hopper. It's opened up, it all gets mixed together and drops into a conveyor at the back. It goes down the conveyor into what we call a trussler. The trussler then mixes it all together, but not only that, it cleans all the fibres as well, taking all the cotton seeds, the hemp and wood particles out. The bits that get removed get sucked through these pipes into the dust plant. So we collect the bags, we take them up to Hornington Manor where we've got a hemp processing line. It compacts the dust into bricks, and then those bricks then go into the biomass boiler that then fuels the farm. After it's gone into the trussler and mixed together, it gets blown into a fan, and the fan blows it into the back of the card where there's what we call a reserve hopper. This then is a slower, bigger version of the trussler, and what it does, it just creeps and slowly turns and mixes the fibre together. It then moves up the back of the reserve hopper, drops down a chute onto the back of the card. The raw material runs over a series of rollers, which then is set to a determined weight. If it becomes heavier, it slows down. If it becomes lighter, it speeds up. So you've got a continuous even weight going into the card. It continues moving through the card. Now the card is a series of rollers with wire on. Each wire has got hundreds of teeth on, and each roller, the teeth is different angles. So as it's moving over, it opens up the fibre, combs it, so it runs over one, under another, over one, under another. All it's doing is opening up the fibre into one long, continuous, thin web. Right at the end of the card is what we call comb blades, and these vibrate, and as it's coming over, it just vibrates and knocks the web off onto what we call the cross-lapper. Fibre moves onto it, the sheet moves backwards and forwards, and it layers the material up. It then moves in onto the needle loom. It takes away the false loft off the pad and it needles the product together. And so there's about 6,000 needles as it passes through, and the needles bounce up and down, knitting the fibre together. What we do then is we put it through a dryer or an oven to sterilise the pads. Any microbes or bacteria in it, it kills everything dead. So once it gets through the other side of the oven, you've got a perfectly sterile pad. The last part of the process goes through into the guillotine. Now part of this, it just cuts the pads to size and shape, depending on if it's a single, double, king size, super king, etc. But before it goes into the final guillotine stage, there's a metal detector. It detects pieces of metal. If there's any in the pad, any cross-contamination from the needle loom, from any part of the process, then the pad is taken out, rejected. So at the end then, you've got a nice, even pad that's all knitted, which is easy for transporting from the fillings line to the mattress section.